When we were on holiday down by the sea, we were in the pushchair. Ted was in the pushchair and he just kept flicking his headpieces off and saying no, no. And we kept putting them back on. He was saying no. And we were saying, what is he doing? And we realised it was very windy by the coast. And I spoke to the implant centre and said, would something like wind, could that sound affect how it sounds to Ted? And they said, yeah, it could have sounded quite noisy and not very nice. But when we've been back to the coast, now he's a bit older, he's not as bothered by it.
It's difficult for Alyssa to hear if we're in big spaces, if we goes to a party, if she has a party that she goes to with it's in a big sports hall with high ceilings or there's lots of children, background music and noise. She can't always hear, or you can see that she's struggling to hear or sort of take part in the activity. And quite often she'll just come and sit over with me quietly, just for a little bit of time out. Or if I need to communicate with her, I just do a bit of sign with her so she can understand if she needs the toilet or wants a drink or sit down. And soft play. Sometimes she finds it difficult to play with other children. She can't hear what they're saying. So she quite often ends up playing on her own. If he does, for some reason, not have them on, like he's just woken up from a nap, then we do sign support with him. So if we say to him, does he want something to eat or a drink? And he's very good with his sign language. He's had the support. We're very lucky on the island that we had a lady coming round to us at home once a week during the school term since Daniel was diagnosed, pretty much, when we said that we'd take the opportunity of having the sign language support. So he's always been around it, at least on that one day a week, so it's got into us, so we're using it and he's picked it up really easily. And I think it does help for the instances that he's not wearing them, or it is a loud environment that he can't quite pick out which sounds are which. For instance, when we're coming over on the ferry, sometimes the hum of the engine, I notice he doesn't respond to me quite as much because there's just a hum over the whole environment that he just doesn't pick it up. So I always have to tap him, and then I do the sign supported with him, and then he understands, like, we're going to go to the toilet or we're going to go and get a drink. And that does help having that.
The main problem in the background noise I've noticed is localising sound. So if he's on a bouncy castle or in a busy place, and I'm calling his name, I can see him stop, but he can't find me, and I'm kind of, Ted, over here, over here, this way, and you can see him kind of thinking, and then he'll find me. Oh, it's tricky, isn't it? Because you don't know when he's not hearing because of his hearing or because he's just being two. And sometimes I think, well, my nephew, who stood right next to him, who is hearing, and is the same age, he's not turning either. So you just don't know.